You have 5 questions in 5 minutes. No pressure, no timer.
Cool.
Don't worry. Your first question, can you summarise this book for us?
Yeah, Consumed is a novel about history from the 1960s, recurring in the present day. So 2 missing children, they were never found, accidentally photographed by a kind of 17-year-old girl on her birthday. This 17-year-old girl ends up growing up, and by her 70s, she's had multiple kids herself. She's famous. She's traveled the world. She's taken photographs in Vietnam and all kinds of places. She collapses in the night during a power cut in this kind of remote, kind of rich English town, and is consumed by her 2 pigs, opportunistically in the night, rather gruesomely. And in the kind of aftermath of her death, people looking into it, such as the drumroll veterinary forensic expert Cooper Allen, who was also in my first book, 16 Horses, everyone kind of is looking into her death, and what initially appears to be an accident may appear to have foul play somehow involved, and the mystery of those 2 missing children, apparently never solved, but may indeed have more to it than initially met the eye. It's very much barreling into the present day mystery with which Cooper finds herself entangled.
There we go. That's a great summary. The next question, why should we read this? Who would this book appeal to?
So I think this book would appeal to people who enjoy crime and enjoy dark crime in particular. It's not so much a cozy crime. That would maybe also be interested in something a little bit different.
Next question, what do you want us to feel when we read this book?
I want people to be, it's a weird word using the word entertain, because especially when you're writing quite dark stuff or stuff that's designed to provoke introspection, like thinking about life, thinking about work, thinking about how we juggle all the different things we have going on, which is very much partly what the book's about. And certainly I was thinking about those things when working on it. I think I definitely want people to be entertained by the mystery and to be able to have fun putting pieces together. 16 Horses was a mystery novel to some extent, but I think it lent more towards thriller a bit, in that it's people facing these kind of circumstance and this kind of constant threat. This is more of a kind of, I think I've used the word gothic elsewhere, but it's very much someone kind of encountering lots of different clues, I'd say far more so than 16 Horses, and trying to piece those together. And I've experimented with a bit of a kind of, 16 Horses had this a little bit. It had some like text message conversations, but this novel introduces more elements. So you get emails, Google searches, podcasts, various things like that are really trying to bring you in on the mystery and help you feel like you're part of that world. I guess if you're up for putting on a hat where you're pretending you're a detective for a bit, this will be a kind of a fun feeling for you to have.
Next question, favourite major, favourite minor character in Consumed?
I'm not going to say Cooper because that's unfair because she's the series protagonist, though of course she's quite high up. Favourite major character, Sophie, the photographer. I find her fascinating to write. She's supposed to be a bit of a kind of dark echo / cautionary tale to some extent for Cooper, and that Cooper's caught in like her early 30s, whereas Sophie we see from 17 to 70. She was very fun to write and is a bit out there in some of the things she does, but it was a very forceful character. I never had difficulty knowing what Sophie was going to do. Her bits were the easiest to write in the novel. They're pretty close to first draft, to be honest, with her moments. So really enjoyed her. She's quite hardcore in her actions. And favourite minor character? Minor, but there's a police officer called Lapus who I've had a lot of fun writing. In 16 Horses, the police are very much mostly a friend force, and that one of the main characters is a police officer. It's a buddy cop kind of thing. They're working together. In this novel, as part of a commitment to flipping things around, the police are a bit more of a kind of hostile force, like Cooper's not really working with them directly, and Lapis is the most hostile of the hostile, and that he's this psychopath or not is another matter, but psychopathic people described as almost being like lizards, and that, they're very alien to the way we all think, and he's a very alien perspective, but one which I think people would enjoy reading. I certainly enjoyed writing, because he does not think about the world or people in the way most of us do, but in a way that should be fairly enjoyable to trace.
Your last question. When we last talked to you, we asked about your biscuit of choice, and that was a Bourneville or chocolate digestive. This question is about your drink of choice. What drink was powering the writing of Consumed?
So this is I imagine some people are like, oh yeah, this whiskey or this wine. It's going to be a very childlike answer considering the kind of dark stuff I write, but I really like Ribena mixed with lemonade. So if I feel like I want to do something or I want to feel happy, I put a little bit of Ribena in a glass and mix it with lemonade. So I would say it would be that.
I would not have put that with the book, but it just goes to show, don't judge a book by its cover. So there we go. It's just been great to talk to you again. Greg Buchanan, whose latest book is Consumed. Thank you so much.
Thank you.